Rainbows. I'm joined by your boy Jacoman, and we're going to do a quick rundown on everything you need to know to play Ghost Rider in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm going to talk fast, but it's okay. Jaco talks slow, so we should balance it out. Jaco, do you want to say anything to the people?
Hey, what's good, everyone? You guys already know who I am. This is the one and only UG Shaco Man, aka Shaco Mania, aka Sing Soon, aka Yako Man, the one and only man. I hope you guys are having a great and wonderful day, man. I want to give a big shout out to Rainbows for inviting me to the show here for today. You guys, we're gonna be showing you guys some tech and stuff with Ghost Rider here.
Yeah, XC, we're learning Ghost Rider. I personally, I don't think that the statement that you made is fair to Ghost Rider. I believe that Ghost Rider is single-digit IQ territory, but we'll get to that in a second. We'll see. So, Jaco,
yes.
Before we get started, I've got like a big outline, but I think that this one is going to be a little bit more fun if I drop some hot takes as we come in. But I think, legitimately, if you're coming into this game as a new player, Ghost Rider is the single best character to learn. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. To be honest, I agree with you, Rainbows, because Ghost Rider is not like hard to use per se. He's pretty like easy to. He's like pretty easy to like use if you know how to like do his B&B combos, which is not that hard to do.
Cool. Yeah. Ghost Rider is an absolute menace. One of the things that makes him unique, and I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of things to say about this, is that he's got these just ridiculously long normals that cover the entire screen, and he's got a bunch of specials that cover. And it's not quite the entire screen, but it's a lot. You can just sort of put stuff on and get stuff going.
Oh yeah, of course, man. Yeah, of course, man. He's pretty much like a mix between like Dawson from Street Fighter and Omega Red from the previous Marvel games, with his movesets and all that.
Yeah. XE is saying in chat, and this is actually a really good time to bring this up, that one of the things that Ghost Rider does best is he enables his partner to do things, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly, man. Like if you had like if you had like a character for like example like Ultra Nova or like any other character with like a mix-up game or like teleports, you can do some like crazy mix-ups.
Yeah.
With that character doing the Ghost Rider Shane super tag stuff and all that.
Right. So. That's another really good point. One of Ghost Rider's other biggest strengths, as I understand it, and again, you're the expert, so please feel free to disagree with me, is that he's one of the best users of meter in the game. He's got a very good level 1. He's got this, whatever this is, which is amazing for happy birthdays. It's not the best lockdown super for mix, but it's okay. And it's a really good way to set stuff up for your partner. He's got.
I would definitely say his this super right here is like definitely like top 2 like super tags in the game.
You think it's top 2?
Well, in my opinion, yes, because like look how big this super is. The hitbox is like ridiculous, man.
Yeah, so stuff, we'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah, he's got other good supers too, right? So he's got the bike, which I am garbage at using, so I'm just gonna restart so you don't have to watch me just like crash. And you can turn the bike around, you can do wheelies, it lasts for a really long time, and he's got armor the entire time. So you can't hit him out of it. The bike just keeps going.
Oh yeah, of course, man. Like they gave like a lot of like buffs to Ghost Rider from this game from Marvel Free. Like in Marvel Free, because they use him in like both games. Ghost Rider is like low tier in Marvel Free. But in this game he's like super good like working in this game. Like a lot of like characters from like Marvel Free to Infinite are like way better in this game.
Yeah.
Like Rocket, Strange, and a few other characters.
And then his third super, I guess because we're talking about it, we've got the Jacomania Classic.
That makes sense.
Yes. Jaco is probably the world's biggest fan of this super. I'm not entirely sure why. Why are you the world's biggest fan of this super, Mr. Jaco?
Hang on a second here, Wayne. I'm not a fan of this version in this game. I'm more of a fan of his level 3 and Marvel 3. It was way more dope in Marvel 3 than in this game. And this game is pretty much like a Microsoft PowerPoint.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did Ghost Rider level 3 dirty in this game. They could have shows we use the animation for Marvel 3 in this game. Like they already did it with all the Marvel 3 characters, so why not Ghost Rider then?
Yeah.
It was lovely.
But the point is that it's an invincible 0-frame post-flash command grab that does a relatively large amount of damage. And
that too.
It's a weird use of bar, but you can catch your opponent slipping a lot, and Ghost Rider has a lot of ways to make your opponent not want to press buttons. and you can just sort of dash up to them. He's relatively fast considering
yes.
what he does. Yeah.
Yeah, his wave dash is pretty good too.
Yeah. So let's talk about Ghost Rider's game plan a little bit, just running down the list.
Okay.
I think that one of the things for me that defines Ghost Rider's game plan is that he's not super great at full screen, but when he's at any other distance, it feels like he always has a button that he can use to check the opponent. And once he's got the opponent checked, he can start going to these. He can start locking stuff down. He can throw out the jump to heavy punch if they're not jumping is one of the more annoying buttons in the game. And then you sort of
which move?
That.
Oh yeah, this move is really good too, man. Like in Mall 3, there's only like hit like 3 times, and in this game it hits like about like 5 times in this game, which is really good. Like, it's really like easy to do like confirms after that too.
Roger. Correct, XC. Yeah, that's essentially what I'm saying in different words. His game plan is you press variants of heavy punch to annoy the crap out of your opponent, and then you get them in a position where you can do some garbage with your team, and then you do some garbage with your team, right? And you probably get the hit. Do you agree with that?
Oh, I definitely agree with that too, man. Like his gameplay is pretty much lame out the opponent too, with his long like reaching nomos too. His standing heavy punch is really good. His down 4 heavy punch is really good too. Like it's really good too to make the opponent up as well.
Yeah.
And in Mall 3, this move right here was like way more faster in that game, but it's like a little bit more slow in this game, but it doesn't really matter enough.
Sure.
So way good. And then his overhead right here, the air heavy punch, is like super good too. It's not overhead too. You can do this. It's so fast too.
Yeah. Can he confirm off that soul? Oh, he can confirm off that soul. That's really
good. Yeah. You can do this.
And that's actually
like
that's kind of hard to block. I don't have the best reactions, but on this coast to coast connection, I legitimately have a hard time blocking that.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, this move in Mall 3 was like trash in Mall 3. You can only like hit this move and against the opponent in the air in Mall 3, but in this game it's like overhead. You can like hit him whenever,
Right, you don't even have to short hop, do you? You're just doing. That is so broken, Mr. Jako.
No, you can still like short hop
yeah,
too.
You
option
can, but my point is that like you just do it. That's so good. Cool.
You can also do like a cross up like this. See?
Yeah.
Pretty booking.
So let me just review one more time. We're saying that his game plan is you annoy your opponent to death, you sort of tick them, and then once they're scared of pressing buttons, you either set up pressure for your partner or you do his mediocre solo mix.
Yeah, you can do like one of those things too, like try to block right now rainbows for like example, like this. See? Yeah, this move right here is a cross circle back light kick is the best friend, mostly because of like how good the frame trap is, and it's also like +2, I think.
It's 0
on black.
It's 0.
Oh, is 0? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah, it's like really good for like pressure games and all that frame traps.
Yeah, I think it legit. Some characters may be able to punish it with some variant of push block guard cancel, but I am garbage at that, and I did not spend enough time to determine anything. Let's take a moment though, and let's talk about his team. So what does Ghost Rider want from his partner?
One for his partner, you mean?
Yeah. So what kind of a character do you want to pair with Ghost Rider?
You can pair like a lot of like different characters with like Ghost Rider. Like for example, like I mean, obviously Takra, Razorband, they use Dante Ghost Rider. It's like one of his like best teams. Well, Ghost Rider is like really broken too. So there's Ultron you can do with Gamora, Nova.
Sure.
Okay, let's see. Dumama is now going on too. Nemesis is like really good too. My main team Ghost Rider Nemesis with time is like it's really broken too with like time. You can do like mix-ups and all that with my main team right here. So if I do this, I can use the time shush to mix my opponent up like that. See?
How did you stay? Okay, no, I was in the corner. Okay, for some reason I thought you would go behind me. I'm confused.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like time surge is like really good with my main team, but I guess like without it, it's a way different team without time stone.
Sure. Well, let me
mix-ups and all
let me back up very slightly. A lot of the characters, the first 5 or 6 characters that you named, are very fast characters with very good mix-up potential, especially when the opponent is locked down. And then you threw Nemesis into that mix. Does that mean and this might get you into a feud on the internet. I apologize. Does that mean that XC is wrong and that Hulk would also be an okay partner for Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider Hulk. Yeah, that's an ass team, dude.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, but I don't know about that.
Who else is
Yeah,
bad?
I don't know about that. Oh, who else is bad with
Who else
Ghost
is
Rider?
bad? Yeah, who else is bad?
That's a good question, actually. Let's take a look at the character select screen here.
Sure.
Let me
I mean, if nobody comes to mind, we'll just say that only Hulk is bad and move on. That'll make XC very happy.
Hey, shout out to my boys, Spidey Youth and XC. What's good with all you guys right now? Shout out to the homies. Let me take a look in the list, actually.
Sure.
Like, who is actually bad with, like, Ghost Rider.
Well, while you're doing that, the next question is going to be, what does Ghost Rider provide for his team? We've already mentioned that he's got very good space control as long as he's not literally full screen. And he's got a lot of lockdown moves, a lot of lockdown supers, and a lot of opportunities to create tag mix-ups. And he kind of, like, so I was messing with it earlier, but this move seems straight broken.
He has a low, dude. Yeah, his Hellfire low, and this game is, like, completely is a low move in this game. And Malphite wasn't, though, but they buffed that in this game, so it's pretty much like a low now. You can do like some like dirty ass like unblockable setups with this move. Like I can do this.
Yeah.
Something like that, you know?
Yeah. And if you do it right. I mean I think here, block this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't do this. I'm the worst.
You almost got it.
I'm the worst.
Yeah, you can do that too.
I'm the worst. Okay. Yeah, so assuming that I can hold up and press heavy kick with Dante. That's very difficult to block. It's possible, but very, very difficult. And that's very easy. Go ahead.
You can also do this with his Hellfire too. Let me see if I can time this. It's like a combo.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, but we're for now though. Let's try to focus on what he provides for his team.
Yeah.
So he's got really good lockdown, really good space control. He can get people in. Like if your partner needs to get in, Ghost Rider can. Feels to me like he can create really good opportunities where you can set stuff up, tag crash, and mix him up with Hagger or whatever. And then the other thing is that I think that he's one of the better meter spenders in the game. If you have a character like Captain Marvel or just a character who struggles to spend a meter and you want to do long combos, or you enjoy just spending a whip around, I can do supers. I'm amazing. I'm just the worst at execution. Here we go. Then and. This is just such high value.
Oh yeah, his Ghost Rider's like support value is like super high. I think he's like Ghost Rider is like what top 3 or top 2 like support characters in the game.
Sure.
In my opinion.
Do you have anything else that you want to talk about regarding his synergy with characters before we move on?
That was a good question. I'm trying to think of like what other stuff. I think we mostly talk about all the support stuff that Ghost Rider has on this to like help out like all the characters,
Sure. So the next thing that I'd like to talk about is stones. And before we talk about stones, I'm gonna give myself Power Stone, because I think this is worth talking about. One of Ghost Rider's biggest weaknesses is that he doesn't have any specials that he can do in the air that aren't stones. So if you jump and you do this, you can't do anything for a really long time except stone.
You can actually do his down heavy punch, like do like a foam, but it's kind of like
but you can't do that on whiff. You can't do that on whiff, which is super.
It's pretty much like situational. If you do, if you get like a foam this and do his down heavy punch, it's kind of like situational. Like depends on the match,
No, I understand. My point, Mr. Jako, is that the game physically will not let you chain normals together on whiff. There's no way you can whiff this button and then get So you're just stuck in that whiff animation for a long time. So the only way that you can do a special in the air is you can stone, and that means that Power Stone and to a lesser extent Reality Stone and maybe Soul Stone are all very important tools for Ghost Rider, because if I whiff this and you're like, haha, I'm gonna whiff punish you, I just look at me, I'm done con. And there's a non-zero chance that you get hits. Time Stone is also really good for that.
Time Stone's like really good too, man, because like Time Stone, the search for it, you can like get away from like searching like in the corner, because I do that like all the time.
Right. So the idea is, the idea, I guess, to reiterate, is that it's very important that you choose a stone that you don't mind using to bail out of situations where you're whiffing jump normals. And whatever you're comfortable with, whatever stone you think is really good, works.
I feel like Ghost Rider, you can like pick like any stones with Ghost Rider. Like Ghost Rider is like really good with like any stone that you use.
Yeah.
opinion.
Takeaway uses power, and Takeaway uses power to great effect. You use Time Stone. You're one of the few Time Stone players. The fact that it works in Ghost Rider means that either Ghost Rider is very strong or you're very strong. It's up to you.
Yeah, Time Stone's like way to go with like Ghost Rider too, man. Because like Ghost Rider doesn't have like any like good. He doesn't have like any like reverser moves besides his
Right.
besides his so if Ghost Rider's in the corner, you can like jump and like do time search and like get away from like situation and like do like the like play game,
Yeah.
I would say for like the tier list for like Ghost Rider Stones, I would say like first is like Power Stone. I would say second would have to be.
Well, we don't need a rundown. I'm sure that people are going to pick stones based on their preference. I just think
That's true. I do feel like Power Stone, Power Space or Time is like the best stones for Ghost Rider in my opinion.
Yeah.
Soul as well. And Reality Stone, I mean any stone to be honest.
So the other thing that I would mention, and tell me if I'm wrong here, but he has a finite number of safe specials he can do on the ground, whereas this is really, really safe on block, right? And he doesn't necessarily need another tool that does that. But if you just wanted to do that all day, that's kind of annoying. Until
how plus is the Soul Surge on black?
I mean, I could look it up. I think it's faintly minus, but not punishable.
Yeah.
But the gist is that most of his moves have weaknesses. The only move that doesn't really have a weakness is this, but you have to be really close, otherwise they push block the second hit and you're in trouble. Or push block you out of range. You know what I mean. They push block you out of range of the second hit. If I do this from like here, and you just push block the first hit, you can whiff punish me. Which is super risky, but yeah. Anyway, so I think that Soul Whip as an option, and also to cover horizontal stuff, because this cover is okay, but it's mostly vertical. Gives him an interesting neutral tool that it's okay. I mean, he likes whips. He's orange. It's orange.
Yeah, man.
Is there anything else that you'd like to say about stones before we move on?
I'm trying to think like in Time Stone for Ghost Rider, Ghost Rider like Time Stone is like it's kind of like ridiculous. You can like cancel like all the moves like this. See?
Well, that's yeah. Everybody except like Strange and Dante can do that. Strange and Dante and Dormammu for some reason are all terrible in Time Stone.
You can also do this. Yeah, there's another combo I like to do sometimes.
Sure. Okay. So with stones mostly out of the way, what do you like to spend? And this is an interesting question. What is your priority for spending meter with Ghost Rider? Do you save your meter so that you can counter tag? Do you save your meter for Bike Super? Do you just save your meter for Happy Birthdays so that you can dump it all immediately, or do you spend meter as soon as you get it to make your strings safe and to set up lockdown opportunities?
That's a good question, Wayne. But well, I mean, obviously, obviously some players know, some of the homies know, like back in the day, like when the game like first came out, I used to like spend a meter like Ghost Rider like ASAP like all the time. XE knows about this. Yeah, XE knows about that. I used to like spend like a lot of meter back in the day with Ghost Rider, like no matter what, But nowadays I'm like way more constant. I'm like way more like careful with my meter uses. I usually like use the meters with Ghost Rider. If I'm getting like a happy birthday, go for the super tag. And I do the counter tag to like keep my cat as safe as well. It's one of those things.
So you're saying basically that his meter usage is really good, but you shouldn't be reckless.
Yeah, okay. It's usually like depends on the mash. Like it's depending on the situation of the match. If you want to do like super tag, like do super tag right away, but it's kind of like risky. Like depending if you care to have like low health.
Sure. So there's two questions that I wanted to ask, two relatively specific questions that I wanted to ask with supers. First, how do you do the thing that Takewa does where he tags and then Ghost Rider turns around to the bike?
That's an easy question. Setting up again, just do nothing again. So pretty much what you do like a combo, like this.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, fuck up. Hang on a second. Yeah, fuck up. Hang on a second.
Well, no. I don't care about the combo. I'm just, he does bike, and then he tags, and then the bike turns around. What's the sequence? Go ahead.
The way I do it, hold block for a second, Rainbows.
Okay.
I usually do this. I tag him Nemesis and go for the mix right there. See?
Sure. Are you just plinking 2 punches to tag? Is that it?
You should need to like turn the bike when you do that with any of the punches and turn again.
Okay.
Something like that. So
What?
the way Takeout do it is that the way that Takeout does it, he does like a long combo and he goes for the bike again.
Okay, yeah. So to answer my own question, you're just plinking, and it just kind of looks weird, but it is in fact just doing what you think it should be doing. You're just pressing 2 punches and then tag really fast, and I'm just dumb.
Yep.
Cool. Second question. There are a lot of situations where Ghost Rider sort of arbitrarily does a panic whip super, and you can up back into it, push block a lot of the hits, and that negates a lot of the mix-up. What are good ways to go into whip super so that they can't up back and start jumping?
Say it again, William, but you break up for like a second there.
I'm so sorry. When I play against mediocre Ghost Riders, they'll often whip super in situations where I can up back and I can negate any high-low mix. What are situations or strings that I can use into whip super so that my opponent can't jump?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like hold on, like don't block for a minute, William. So let me show you. Usually when I do the super attack, I usually like force the opponent to do the what do you call it? Do the hard knockdown, and you can't like escape from it.
Yeah, how do I do that so that they can't jump?
The way that I do it, do this again. Let's see if I can time this right.
Okay, so you just you do a hard knockdown and you do it on timing into.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much what I do. I do like a hard like knockdown after the combo.
Are there sequences on block? Like if I do, hang on. So hypothetically speaking, block this. Yeah. If I do that, can you jump out of it?
No.
Okay.
No, you can't, because his sandy heavy kick is like a meaty, pretty much. You have to like hold that shit.
What other can I do that into specials? What other?
You can do that with special too.
So
you can do
I know that if I do that, you can like hella jump out of that.
Yeah, you would get hit by it if you do like up back. It's pretty much like a meaty. You can also do this as well. It's like meaty setups too.
Okay, so basically any special when I'm in their face will work, but I don't want to do it when they're far. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. In that case, let's start talking about his neutral plan. And my stream is going to die for a second while I scroll down the little thing. I've got the best setup of all time, and I will hear nothing. So we talked about this a little bit at the beginning. His normals don't quite go full screen, so I feel like his preferred range is like a couple of steps from full screen, right? Because
it's like it's kind of like around this area right here.
Sure. So when you're full screen, you've got, I mean, you're showing a lot of options. You've got almost all your specials go full screen if you feel risky enough to do them. You've got this, you've got this, you've got regular heavy punch, you've got jumping heavy punch, you've got jumping down heavy punch, you've got down forward heavy punch. What else do you have at full screen?
Let's see, you also got his command hit move right here.
Yeah, well,
he's move as well.
So which of these options are safe to use solo?
To do solo, I would definitely say his down heavy punch is like way more safe to do. The L version.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, if they're in the air, yeah, that looks super plus. Or safe. I don't know about plus. See? Yeah.
Yeah, with his cross-look back or cross-look heavy punch, it's kind of like negative on block.
Yeah, no, all of his frames on block are really bad.
Yeah, his safest one. Yeah, his safest one is like the down heavy punch. Pretty much.
The one that I was playing with is I legitimately can't figure out block this. I can't figure out how to do anything after blocking that. Like if you just do whippy, this seems like, I mean, very faintly negative, but not that negative. No. So I think, and please tell me if I'm wrong, but is whip safe? Can you just throw out whip all day?
I mean, you can do it. You can like cancel it into like another like special move, like for example, his close look light kick is really good too. Do that too, green traps and all that. Okay. Like I mentioned before.
Cool.
You can also time the heavy punch as well. You can delay it a little bit like this.
Ooh, yeah, that got interesting. Cool. So can you punish this?
Can you punish that?
Yeah.
Stand heavy punch?
Yeah.
Maybe on block or...
On block, yeah, on block.
Well, actually do that again.
Sure.
Wait, hang on. Why is my buttons all messed up? Hang on a second.
Okay.
Okay, my light punch became a heavy kick for some reason. My pad like disconnected for some reason.
Interesting.
That's weird.
Do you want to go back to the lobby and mess with some stuff?
Yeah, let me like we said, my game it does this here and now. I don't know why it does that.
I see.
I don't know why it does that. And,
Oh.
sometimes when my pad like disconnect from my PC, well, for this game at least, it will like change my button layout for some reason. I'm
Okay,
using the PSI pad by the way, so
Cool.
I'll join the lobby in like give me like 1 second, guys.
Yeah. I'm still in your lobby.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone in the Steam chat here. Shout out to Wolf. Good games from last night. Shout out to PSN gods. No counts of mission connections can be rough sometimes.
So let me just keep talking while you're connecting. The impression
Yeah.
that I've gotten from messing around with Ghost Rider in the lab is that he's incredibly annoying to fight, but when you're playing Ghost Rider, especially when you're solo, a lot of your options are actually super committal. Because if you jump in the air, you have to guess whether they're going to be up or down. If they're down, you do down heavy punch, and down heavy punch on block, like the other person just push blocks it a bunch, and you fully reset the situation. Down heavy punch on tail obviously is terrible, but if they jump above you, you're in a really bad place. If
Yeah,
you do,
I forgot.
go ahead.
Rainbows. I forgot telling me again. Yeah, we had to go back.
Oh no. You know,
Yeah, go back.
if OG was a cool person, he would play that team.
Oh, I mean this team?
Yeah. Think of how many years of finger use he could get from just never having to actually select a character. He just, mashes his forehead on the select button twice.
Yeah, there we go.
Avoiding carpal tunnel the smart way by maining Iron Man and Ryu.
Yeah, let's go back to the question we have on hand. If you can punish his standard heavy punch. You mentioned.
Yeah, I remember I looked at the frame data and I was like, this does not look great, but as far as I can tell, it's like -2, -3-ish in round numbers.
Yeah, do it like right now so I can block it. No, you cannot punish it. No.
I see.
Well, the only way you can hang it. Let's see if I can do this. No, you cannot.
You backdashed. Here. How do I have 31? What the? Oh, I know. I have 31 wins. So do that again.
Yeah.
You gotta block. Oh. Yeah. So you're just push blocking the second hit. Hang on. Block. Yeah.
You cannot punish it like
Oh,
right away. Like
what? This is a real match, Mr. Jacob. We're fighting. We're fighting for real. This is the realest fight you've ever had. No, I'm just gonna let you kill me, unless you don't want to. Somebody screwed something up. I'm gonna blame myself. What was I gonna say? Cool. So, which of his none of his options at full screen on the ground are safe on block. Some of them are very difficult to punish sometimes, like the quarter circle forward light punch. You have to duck. If you stand block it or you jump into it, it's kind of safe. You might be able to do some crazy peanut butter jelly cancels, but I'm not great at those.
some characters can like duck under his quarter circle forward light punch. Who can't? That's a good question, Rainbows. That's a good question. I mean, obviously, like who? You say who cannot buck it?
Yeah, who can't duck it? Yeah.
Mostly like characters with like big like head boxes, like
can Nemesis duck it?
No.
Does that make Ghost Rider Nemesis like actually just complete garbage for Nemesis?
Ghost Rider wins Nemesis in that mashup because
cool.
Nemi is a big body, so.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's actually go through and talk about all of his special moves in the ground real fast. Just like a couple of sentences on each, if you don't mind. And whether or not you should use them in neutral, and if so, when. So you've got the quarter circle forward light punch. When do you use this in neutral?
I usually use this in like neutral game.
Okay.
When the opponent is like dashing up, I can do that.
So use it as a dash check? Cool.
Yep.
Okay, cool. What about quarter circle forward heavy punch?
This move, compare from this from his But this move wasn't in Model 3. In Model 3,
Right.
this move was
When do you
like,
use it
really
in
good.
neutral? When do you use it in neutral?
The way it's like, well, mostly I use this combo, this move
Uh-huh.
to do. I usually mostly like use this move to like do like combos and all that.
Uh-huh.
But for like the neutral game, I usually like use this for like a little like projectile like fireball game.
Okay. So you basically tag after it.
Yeah, this move is also like destroys like fireballs as well.
Yeah.
So.
What about, so do you ever use this in neutral, or is it just for mix?
This move, his Hellfire moves, I usually use these for like combos only. Most of these moves are kind of like negative on block, so you got to be careful for that too.
Sure.
If you want like body
so
build
do
as
you
well.
use this in neutral ever? Do you like try to get cheeky and whiff punish with it or anything?
No, wait. The only time I use these moves is for like combos, or like if I use this Sandy light kick.
Sure.
If I use his light kick version of a Hellfire, you got to do it for like unblockable setups.
Mm-hmm. And then you mentioned that the down light punch and down heavy punch you think are very good to check your opponent when they're jumping, because they're super safe on block if they're in the air.
Yep.
As compared to his other options. Cool. What about quarter circle back these? Do you ever throw these out? Or
I barely throw out these moves a lot, mostly because they're like negative on block.
okay.
I
So
usually
you just use them for
these
combos?
moves-
Cool.
No, it's mostly for like combos, extensions, and all
Okay.
that.
And then I guess the other one is this. You mentioned that the light kick, quarter circle back light kick, is 0 on block. I have a question. I was trying to come up with some filth when I was prepping for the stream, and I am not smart enough to buffer the extension and tag early. Is there a way to do that?
Do what the
To buffer the, so you can do that. How early can I press the punch and then tag?
how early?
Yeah.
Let me test you.
That's pretty late, Mr. Jako.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically you can't tag early if you want the follow-ups to come out.
No, you can't. No.
Okay. If your opponent for some reason is respecting it, there is both a mid and a high follow-up out of that move. And by high I mean overhead, and by mid I mean blockable. And they're not useful solo ever, because they're just super a bajillion unsafe, and
Yep.
you can just be push blocked out of it anyway. So like whatever,
Yeah, exactly, man.
don't do it. Cool.
Yeah, for this move, yeah, it was called like a light kick. I usually use this move for, like, depending on like the mashup. For example, like if like a character has like a slide move, like Nova.
So
Kill,
you just put it out.
I can use this move to like punish him for doing that on whiff.
I see. Interesting. Cool. So I guess the only other question, or the only statement, is that if you catch a guy with this, what are your options to confirm in the air? So if I'm super jumping up here, how do you confirm a random air heavy punch hit?
With my team, at least, I do this because I do that.
Okay.
Attack my auto character, go for the combo here.
Cool. So basically, as long as you're above them, you just go into an immediate ground bounce, and
Yeah.
you're Gucci. You're in there.
I can also do his air heavy kick as well for the
Yeah. That's ground bounces are ground bounces, Mr. Jago. Cool. So mid-screen options. We already kind of went over. Well, a couple of things. First of all, the second hit of this pulls them in. So if you ever want to adjust your spacing, you can do one hit, and that'll send them out, or two hits, and that'll pull them in. If your opponent is ever blocking that move or getting hit by that move, and that's cool. Is there any nuance to that you think people should know?
Say that again, Wayne. I was doing something real quick. My bad.
Totally fine. I said, is there any nuance to that?
With what his
So I mentioned that the first hit of that pushes them back, and the second hit pulls them in. So if they're not at the optimal spacing, if they're a little bit too far, and you're afraid that they'll get out, you can go boop boop and pop them in a little bit. Or if they're a little bit too close to you, you can boop boop, and then even if they block, especially if they push block, they'll get sent really far, and you just don't do the second hit. Is there any nuance that you would want to add to that?
a new one to add for that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, like block for second rainbows.
Sure.
If I don't do the second hit,
Uh-huh.
I have to do the first hit. I can do this as well. Do something like this.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems way riskier because whatever. Push blocks, Mr. Jaco.
Yeah.
So in terms of mid-screen options, what buttons have we not talked about that you think are really strong mid-screen?
mid screen.
Yeah.
That's a good question, Rainbows.
I
Let me
mean,
see.
we mentioned that you can just sort of do this at every range. I mean, honestly, most of the Ghost Riders I see, especially the successful Ghost Riders, maybe add jumping jab to the list of moves that we've already talked about, and maybe that, and that's it. They don't do fancy things. They don't do like Street Fighter, ooh, look at me, I'm deadly, whiff punishes. They just hit heavy punch. And by heavy punch, I mean heavy punch and heavy punch and heavy punch and heavy punch, and heavy punch.
I would say it's saying a heavy kick. I mean, it's not.
Yes,
I mean,
that is a good one. How bad is the disjoint on? Okay, that's how bad the disjoint is. Cool, amazing.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good for like meaty setups, but besides that, it's not like the
Mr. Jako, Mr. Jako, there is no hurt box. This move does not have a hurt box. Keep doing that.
Yeah. See, it's really good though.
It's better than Dante guns.
Yeah.
Literally better than Dante guns. Okay, cool. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, stop complaining about Dante. Ghost Rider's more broken. Does he have any up close options that are worth talking about? His jabs seem like they're really fast compared to way too fast. Way too fast.
I would say it's pretty fast. Take I mean, obviously he used L jab into power surge
No. Also, hang on. I'm gonna look something up, Mr. Jacob. My stream is gonna explode for a second while I tell you how fast his jabs are. He's got a 7-frame jab. That's not great. A 7-frame crouch light punch. That's not great. And a 7-frame jump light punch. All of those are not great. Dante, on the other hand, has a 9-frame jab.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider's better than Dante. I'm simultaneously joking and not joking with that. We'll talk about it if we have time.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh yeah, the other up close option, which I guess we mentioned earlier, is if your opponent isn't respecting you and they're on the ground, do the Jako.
Yeah.
Anything else that you would mention?
Any other moves? Try to think. I think that's pretty much it for all this, normals and all that we pretty much cover before,
Cool. So the next thing that I'd like to talk about is pressure and mix. I'd like to say a couple of things about pressure sequences. First, we've sort of been talking about it. You just do fierce. Sometimes you do a second fierce. Sometimes after the second fierce, you do a special. You can. So this means that Ghost Rider is essentially a walking Rekka mix-up, and he's got so many options out of it that you can overwhelm your opponent. You sometimes do one, you sometimes you do two, etc. And then afterwards, you reset to neutral. If you do 2 or 1, or you do this, you're 0. And they have to respect options, right? So if you try to do something on the ground here, because of this game, and if I'm jumping, a lot of the time I'll just win. Depending on the option that you do on the ground. If you try to jump there, Ghost Rider, that's not that much slower than anybody else in the cast. He can, if you try to grab there, he can, backdash roundhouse or whatever. So you can play a very robust fighting game with very basic tools. In terms of pressure sequences.
Yeah, you can. I do have one mix. I do want to try you, Rainbow.
Sure.
I do all the time. If my opponent was really good, you can do this. I go for the crochet light kick. Oh wait, don't do nothing.
Don't do nothing. Okay. Don't do what every Marvel player does and hold up forward mash tag. I'm holding up forward mash tag, Jacob. Okay.
Oh, you messed up. Okay.
Yeah, I was mashing too hard. There, I'll done back.
You can do that as well. There's a little sneaky weak that I do after his cross light kick.
Right. That's cool.
Sneaky.
That's cool.
Yeah, I will say his mix-up game is really good too. Mostly because his overhead as well is super quick too.
Yeah.
You can catch people off guard with that overhead too.
Right.
If they're not ready for it.
One of the other things that I guess I wanted to mention is that you can push block this, but it's a projectile, so it doesn't send you anywhere. So if you ever want to do tag pressure, you can either do this as a meaty, or you can do something into that, and then you can tag and do whatever you want.
Yep.
Hey, I got it. I'm the best.
Yeah, there you go.
And then you can do that, I mean, even if you don't have a high-low, he's got so many annoying options off this. You can
do that
potentially
too.
cross up.
That's not a good meaty setup too. You can do Ghost Fighter too.
Whoa.
It's really good.
Yeah, and you can do a lot of stuff. So anytime you can, if you want to start pressure with this, it makes it so they can't push block, which means that you can do whatever garbage into tag that you want or whatever garbage into not tag that you want, and you're super kosher. And because they can't push block, +0 or -0, your choice. Are you a glass half full or glass half empty kind of guy, Mr. Jako?
Say that again.
Are you a glass half full or a glass half empty kind of guy?
I would say like glass empty.
Okay. What's the square root of 0?
Let's go. Wait. I talk about matchup wise. So
No. I was trying to make a math joke. Ignore me. Not very funny anyway. Cool. In terms of solo mix, we went over a couple of things. First, his frame trap game, because 0, grab him.
Yep, you can do that too.
Second, he's got that, which again you can solo confirm. You don't need to do anything. And he's got perfectly normal lows, perfectly absolutely normal lows in terms of solo mix. If the other person is sleeping or bad, this does not work if they're good. Oops. I don't even know when to press the button. That's an overhead. Cool. Don't do that. It's terrible. Does he have any other solo mix that is worth talking about?
Solo mix? I think that's pretty much like what you just said right now, Wayne. But those like 2 things, you can do this. Oops. I did not mean to. Oh, my pad is fucked up again. I don't know why he does this.
I'm
like
so
every time
sorry,
it's
Mr.
like
Jako.
I don't know why he does it.
Every time we get a really big lag spike, it does it.
Yeah, I don't know why he does that. No, it's not even because of that. It's when my pad like decides like when I'm using the USB for my PS5 pad, and when like DC, it like fuck up my buttons for some reason. I don't know why he does that, but it's all good.
I see. Controllers are super complicated, Mr. Jako.
Yeah, I don't know why PC is like so weird sometimes.
I have a controller, and Mr. Wolf has spent like 6 or 7 hours trying to discover it, and he still can't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, I'm joining you back to the lobby here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the next section on this is mix with partner. Did you? Yeah. Your solution was problem lies between joystick and keyboard. Wait, no. Between chair and joystick. Kind of. The other software is super finicky. It's not great. It's not a real long-term solution. Like, I went back and tried to get it working again, and it is so impossible. I have no idea why my stick is just invisible. I was going to replace my stick too, but I ended up just replacing my stick and not replacing my stick. So there's that. Okay. In terms of mix with partner. In terms of mix with partner, he's got a couple of things. Basically, you can do anything because all of his moves are super long and they go super full screen. So the most egregious example, block this. How do you do? It's forward, right?
Yeah, no move.
Yeah. And then I don't have those. I don't have those.
Yeah, you can do something like Nova, man. Like what does it like all the time.
Yeah.
Is that his dive? Yeah, Nova's dive kick is like super good too. It's like an overhead. You can like do a tiger knee when I move.
Well, you can. I can't, Mr. Jako. What the heck? I have literally negative execution, Mr. Jako.
It's all good, man. But what do you get a mix? What was the question of like mix-ups with like auto characters?
Yeah, so you're mixing with your partner. My thesis is you just do something long and then you just do garbage with your partner.
Yeah, do something like actually like block for a second, Wayne. But
sure. Mr. Jako, I can't block overheads in this connection.
You can do something like this. Go for the super tag. Go for the mix.
I tried that back. I tried that back, Jako. I'm dead. Help.
No, you're not dead yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're in training mode, Jako. I can't die. Yeah. And then the other thing, again, as we mentioned, you've got this super good hard to blockable. Which is super good and it's super annoying. And even if your character can't actually turn it into a hard to blockable, you can tag and you can just do a normal mix-up. And if they screw up and fail to block the Ghost Rider low, they die. And if they do block the Ghost Rider low, congratulations, you're still doing a high-low or a frame trap or whatever it is your partner does.
Yep.
So basically, Ghost Rider turns stuff on. The other thing that I guess you could mention is that because Ghost Rider has an instant overhead, you can do that. On tag, on block tag crash.
Yeah, like that, see?
Yeah, well, no. I'm saying that like, okay. So a situation that happens to me all the time, that I'm sure happens to other people, is you're comboing a guy, and he counter switches, right? And then when he counter switches during your combo, you say ooh, and you tag crash into his character, and then he blocks because he's not a dum dum. And after he blocks, I think it's really good to be able to do mix. So if you block this, he can. I have 0 execution. If you block that, you can just immediately go into an overhead, right?
Yeah.
Immediately unblock, or you can go into a low unblock, and you can because he wave dashes suspiciously well. You can wave dash up and do that if they push block the tag crash, right? So yeah, you can do that same concept with other characters. If you're just making space with somebody, you know. You can either do a mix. You can use the fact that he's got the longest range low of all time to create some really, really nasty situations with characters like Nova, because Nova can do, and I'm not saying this is a good idea, I'm saying you can do it. You can do like this from full screen, and then boom. Again, don't do exactly that. Do some version of that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that you would add to that?
Add to that?
Yeah.
That's pretty much like it for that too as well, Rainbows, like you said before.
Sure. So let's run through the combo options in the most aborted way of all time. I've just given up on trying to talk about combos with people. Nobody's brain works the way my brain works. That means that I am wrong and the world is correct. So a couple of things. One, he's got jump loops. Yeah, show me a jump loop.
Yeah, he has some like L loops. I want to show you.
Ah, that's how you do more than one. Yeah. I was trying to do. Yeah. I was trying to do.
Let me go to the corner here. It's more easier to do it on the corner.
I was trying to do
here.
that, and that is.
Yeah.
different.
No. The way to do it is like this.
Okay. I see. So you're just doing short hop, button, falling furious, short hop, button, falling furious, short hop, whatever, or probably a normal jump for the third one.
Oh no, I actually have to do like normal jumps.
Oh, you
like,
can do normal jumps there?
Yeah.
Your starter's broken.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. Like I'm like show you again. You can do normal jumps for this.
What the heck?
See?
Okay, cool. Yeah, Ghost Rider's broken. I mean,
Yeah, the way to do it is 2 leg kicks.
Yeah.
You punch again, 2 leg kick again, and do like an L combo right after the second one.
Neither. I think that neither of us is attempting to finish our combos. We're attempting to show.
Yeah, you can do that too, Wolf. Like after the L combos too, you can do that too. Go, do something like that.
Sure. So let me get back to the script real fast. Now that we've seen cool air loops, what properties do all of his moves have? This is a wall bounce into nothing, right? Oh no, it is wall bounce into. Is that a wall bounce into? Is that a wall bounce into a ground bounce? No, yeah. It's wall bounce into OTG.
Yeah, OTG. You can do something like this.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that's wall bounce into OTG. That's cool. And that's quarter circle forward light punch. Quarter circle forward heavy punch doesn't do anything.
The only this move right here. The only time I use this move is when I do like a combo like this. Stop moving.
Mr. Jako, I only move.
I know. I do this.
Yeah, the whip is a ground bounce. Okay, cool.
To do some like extra damage,
yeah,
you know?
you use it for tag. So the whip is a ground bounce.
Yeah.
That's cool. Is this also a ground bounce? Oh, that is also a ground bounce, but it's a ground bounce in a different place. Yeah. That's.
You can do some like meaty setups after his heavy version.
Cool. And then this one, I know. So that one is just a wall bounce. It's a wall bounce into nothing? Yeah, it's a wall bounce into nothing. Cool.
You can combo after it too. Let me show you.
And this one is a ground. That's a back turn ground bounce. I remember messing with that. Yeah. That's a ground bounce that leaves you back turn. Cool. Now that I've wasted 5 minutes of your life doing something that you could have just done yourself.
Oh yeah. Another thing with his cross circle back leg kick, you can also cancel this to his super as well. But you can also do this before this punish. You can do a super as well, like that.
I don't believe he has a sliding. Does he have a sliding knockdown, Mr. Jako?
Say it again.
Does he have a sliding knockdown? I know he's got.
You can cover that as well.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a sliding knockdown, Mr. Wolf. And I guess that the other one that's super, super important is that this causes an OTG, which means that Nova can just dance around and do Nova things. And then I'm a little bit too slow. But if you're like 2 frames faster there, you can pick up.
Yeah, you can also like combo this solo as well. Let me show you.
Yeah, because it's an OTG, you can do whatever the heck you want there.
Like that, see?
Dope.
And if you time this right, you can do that. You can get some extra damage as well.
Cool. And then they can't counterattack until their silly little head hits the ground.
Yeah.
Show me a couple of basic combos that you would recommend. Just like you're a new player, you're picking up Ghost Rider. Show me a basic combo starting from just like whip.
Yeah, the basic combos. Yeah, I got you. From whip, you say?
Yeah.
This combo I usually do like all the time. It's pretty basic.
Okay.
Yeah, this combo right here.
Sure. Do you need to end in super?
You don't have to. Well, I mean, you don't have to end it like with super, but it's.
Okay.
I mean,
how do you end that
Stop
combo
doing that.
solo if you don't want to super?
oh, so I can do this as well.
Ooh. Too spicy. Too spicy, Mr. Jako.
I didn't mean to do that.
That's fine.
You can also do this as well.
Oh, and then they just air tech and you don't really care because you're Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. What about let's go with the coolest combo you can do in a real match. What's the coolest Ghost Rider combo that you can do on our connection?
Oh yeah, I got this one. You can do this as well, I think. Hang on. Too much hits done.
Too much hits
Hang on
done.
a second. You can do this as well.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Dope. All right.
Yeah, you can also do this with a bike super as well. Let me show you as well.
Okay. Bike.
See?
Wait, was that just a regular roundhouse and it wall bounced?
Yeah.
That's cheating.
I use this air heavy kick to hit the opponent, and then they'll get hit by the bike, and then do his this move right here afterwards.
That is cheating, Mr. Jako. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is a question that only Dante players understand the answer to. Or no. Let's. Can we see two more combos? I want to see a combo. I'm gonna super jump, and I want you to convert this into a combo.
Which combo?
Anything. Just do a combo. I'm jumping.
Okay.
That works. And then after this one, can you air to air and then do a combo?
Oh, air to air? You mean the air loops?
No. Hit me in the air and then we're both in the air. No. Jump up and hit me. Jump up and hit me,
okay.
Mr. Jako.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Russian bomber and you're a fighter pilot coming to intercept me. Oh, air loops. Cool. That works too.
Yeah, I'll use my old DV for that, so that's like one of the combos too.
Okay, cool. And then okay, so this is a question that as a Dante and sometimes Carol player, I really want to know the answer to, but the answer has always disappointed me every time I've asked it. How late in a combo, in a tag combo, can you do Ghost Rider's garbage?
Which move?
Any of it. I'm doing a very long Carol combo. They have 6,000 damage on them. Which of Ghost Rider's moves still work?
His moves? Like
Yeah.
which move?
In combos.
Oh, in combos.
At the end of a very long combo, which of Ghost Rider's moves still work?
I would definitely say his, obviously his super still works. Like after like a long combo you do with Kara.
Okay, what else?
You can also do one of his grab. Well, you can do one of his auto moves as well. I would recommend doing his cross circle back heavy punch because it does like a hard grab bounce.
And that will still do a hard ground bounce after like 6,000 damage?
Yeah.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And also his down to heavy punch as well.
I'm way too
You can
lazy.
do that as well. You can do it as well, but the funny is that there's like a bug. If you end like a long combo with this move right here, and if you like tag behind Ghostfighter, you cannot attack Ghostfighter after that. It's like a bug. Let me see if I can like do that.
Wait, what?
Show it to you, Rainbows.
I'm so confused. I feel like what people outside of the FGC must feel like when we use words like fuzzy and snap and mix up and okazumi.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you said.
What the?
No. You just Chris hoot me. It's okay. Explain the DHC glitch, Jacob.
Yeah, something like that. Like if you like tag there, you can like try to tag after that.
Oh, try to tag. Okay. Yeah. Well, no. Ghost Rider is invincible because I'm still. Most characters in this game are invincible while they're doing hit grabs, and I'm falling out of the hit grab because there's too much hit stun. But Ghost Rider probably has a set invincibility period on hit, which is just consistent.
Yeah, try to tag right now.
It's just consistent with how the game works, Jako.
Yeah, see.
That's how all. Yeah, everything works. Everything works. Carol does that too. A bunch of other characters do that. It's consistent. Ultron does that actually. I apologize. I realize I'm being a Debbie Downer. That's just how the game works. Cool. Yeah, it's a weird situation. It's a weird situation. Okay. So I guess the other combo that I would like to see, and you're gonna hate me. I'm gonna take away your stuff. Do a combo starting with Power Stone.
Like in like ground or air anywhere.
I don't care, dude. It's Power Stone.
Okay.
Starting with Power Stone.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Okay. So basically, you recommend just doing super basic stuff and just you personally advocate going for super a lot for damage on solo combos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess that makes sense because when he's solo, he doesn't have a lot. He can only use meter, and solo combos are to dap on people. Cool. So there's let me adjust my thingy so I can read more. I've got again where to place in tag combos. I am generally skeptical of his stuff working at the end of tag combos, but I trust you. You're the Jacobmania. I'm the Rambos. You have won an infinitely larger number of Jacobmania Chronicles than me.
And tournaments as well, online tournaments, and placing like top 8s as well.
Yeah. So I will defer to your wisdom on this. There's two things that I want to do. One, I want to have a medium length section of defending against Ghost Rider. But the other question I have are there any cool interactions that you want to show off?
Reactions?
Yeah, just a couple. I guess the one that I would want to point out is I've seen a number of Ghost Rider players bike when they're in a box, and that seems really dumb because the other person can just backdash and beam super twice and you just lose 50%.
Yeah, depending on like the situation. If like the Ghost Rider player have like full health, you can do like whatever, you know. But if Ghost Rider has like low health in the box, it's kind of like risky to do that, you know.
Yeah, I get that. Are there any cool situations that you'd like to show off?
Try to think. I mean, if you spend 2 bars and you take health,
it's a lot of health, Mr. Wolf. Like, your Carol Dante with 3 bars can do like 80% health. It's kind of ridiculous. Depending on what Ghost Rider does. It is not difficult to kill Ghost Rider if he's not full health if he bikes in the box. Yeah. Okay, cool. So unless you think of something, let's talk about defending against Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
So what are I guess the point that I would stress if you're freaking out about Ghost Rider is that if he does anything on block, anything at all, that's not this or this on the ground, then he's probably really, really, really unsafe, right? This you can duck. It's kind of safe if you can't duck it. It's just difficult to punish if you can't duck it. He's actually super minus, but so just crouch.
Yeah.
Wee. Very scary. Everything else, like this or this, or this, or not that one. This one, or this one. All of these are super, super, super minus, especially if you don't push block. So
do the Hellfire one again. You can punish that.
Yeah, and you can punish all those. You can punish all those except again the light punch, and he can keep doing He can actually keep doing as many as he wants, and it stays +0 all the way to the end.
The Quarter back heavy kick is a little bit like minus.
It's minus 14. It is minus 14. Do it.
Yeah.
Whee!
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been playing too much Tekken, so I was like, I'm just going to do the launcher and prove that it's super minus. That's not how this game
Oh
works.
yeah.
Cool. If he does this, if he gets frisky with this move, you can push block both hits. If he's point blank in your face, right, you can't. It's really hard to get him far enough that you can whiff punish. But if I do that move from like out here, and you push block the first hit, you've got a much better chance of making me whiff. And if I'm whiffing the second hit, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Or I mean, gosh forbid I do like that, and you push block all three.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can at the very least take your turn back there. If he's doing this stuff, right? So this button on, you never want to block this on the ground because then he just comes back down with that, and you're in a bad situation. But if he's doing this and you're on the ground, what I've been doing, and please tell me if I'm super stupid for this, but if he does this, you just mash push block, and then. Sorry, do it again.
Yeah.
If you just mash push block, Ghost Rider's full screen, and this isn't great. It's not like amazing. It's not you won the situation, but he has zero advantage, right? You just reset full neutral, and Ghost Rider doesn't want to be full screen. He wants to be a little bit under full screen, so he has to like jump and move in and take a risk. If he's doing this, don't get clipped. If he whiffs this, he whiffs it, right? And then he's stuck in the air. He can't block. You can whiff punish. You can come up and do stuff. It's kind of committal. Now the Ghost Rider will whiff this, go, I whiffed it. Power Stone. So you got to watch out for that. And if he's not playing Power Stone, call him dumb. Anything else that you would add to that?
I think that's pretty much like what you just said right now, Rainbow's. Like what I was about to say too.
Cool.
You pretty much like say all that too. So nice.
I'm the best. And then in terms of the solo mix, when he's doing this, when he's doing that, in order to get this to hit overhead, like crouch right there. In order to get that, just crouch.
Crush? Yeah.
I can't do an instant overhead from like anything less than directly in his face.
Yeah.
Right. So in order to mix, I have to be like really close. So if you're scared of mix, push block him out. If Ghost Rider is like here, he can't mix you for shit. He can make you block. He can make you hate your entire life, but he can't actually mix you, right? So just push block him out. What's he gonna do? And then I guess the final thing, as we mentioned before, Ghost Rider has a perpetual Tekken sort of, I'm going to call it a Tekken sort of mix-up. But he's got this Rekka mix-up because he can do this and then delay the second hit. He can do this and no second hit. He can do both hits and then that as a slight delay. So one of the things that he really wants to do is he wants to catch you push blocking in a stupid place. So either late push block or don't push block predictably or push block at smart times. Because also if he's delaying this, like mega delay, you can probably jab in between there, right? Or if I'm doing that, like you can launch that, like legitimately. Again, launch. Too much Tekken. You can press a button there if he delays too much, and if he's delaying enough to frame trap you, just don't press anything. What's he doing? What's the threat? This is making it seem easier than it is. I think that going back to a super early topic, one of Ghost Rider's biggest strengths is that he can play at a range and he can do things where the other person has to be very patient. They have to not press buttons. They have to play smart. And Ghost Rider routinely checks them for doing stupid things.
Yeah, this move right here is a core circle. Not as quite. It's down heavy punch. If I got to mention, this move has like a lot of variation as well.
Yeah, his launch is really good. That goes really far. Yeah, and you can chain into it. Cool.
You can come after it as well, like this. See?
Yeah. Anyway, so one of the better ways to play Ghost Rider is to just sort of frustrate your opponent to death, right? Just do kind of safe, kind of smart things until they press a button and then kill them. But that means that one of the best ways to play against Ghost Rider is to just not press a button. Do you agree with that?
Oh, I definitely agree, man. Because Ghost Rider, like a lot of characters, like loses to Ghost Rider in a matchup. You can't really do nothing much against Ghost Rider if you're not Hawkeye or Bucky.
Yeah. Does Strider do okay?
I mean, I would definitely say it's like kind of even,
Okay.
between that matchup.
I'm gonna make this joke. I apologize.
What's the joke?
There is I don't know if you know this, but Stataclysmike has all of the stats for all of the games and all of the gauntlets. And there's a matchup that Ghost Rider has lost every single time it has been played on stream in top 4.
Wait, is that me?
No. Every time,
Wait.
Ghost Rider. Every time that there's been a Ghost Rider against this character, the Ghost Rider has lost.
That's, huh.
Do you know who that character is?
Let me guess, Bucky?
No, it's Ghost Rider.
Oh. I should have known that. Man.
I'm so sorry, Jacob. Okay.
That's a good joke. That's a good one.
Cool. Okay, so I guess the other point that I would make up is that Ghost Rider, this is literally Kano's game plan. And I apologize, Mr. Kano, or Dr. Kano. You're a doctor. I'm faintly calling you out on this. I think that you beat me to that, but yeah. So Ghost Rider's entire shtick is that with a lot of the stuff, you don't want to press buttons preemptively, and you don't want to push block, and you want to kind of respect him, right? So when you pair that with Reality Stone, the other person then has to go in. Because if you don't go in, Reality Stone gets on the screen, and that creates a problem, right? It's not like, you haven't won the game, but you have to challenge that. If Ghost Rider's jumping and doing Reality Stones, challenge the Reality Stone. Before it comes out, move in really fast while he's in that super long startup, wave dash up to him and go in. That's when you need to go in. Do you disagree with that at all?
Oh, I agree.
Cool. Do you have any, let's see. A, Mr. Wolf, is there anything about playing against Ghost Rider that you would like us to go over? And B, Mr. Jako, is there anything about playing against Ghost Rider with a teammate that you think is worth talking about?
Oh, yeah, well, if you have, any questions for us, let us know about Ghost Rider.
Mr. Wolf is too busy taking a shower after hearing that terrible joke. He needs to clean himself. What positions make you uncomfortable? What positions make you uncomfortable, Jako?
Or doing a match, against my opponent?
No. Okay. So you are a mid-level Ghost Rider player, right? You're not Jako. You're you're Wackomania, right? So as Wackomania, you're just like, haha, I am Ghost Rider. Jump heavy punch, jump heavy punch, jump heavy punch. What do you think is the best option for the opponent to punish that maximally? If you're like, haha,
that move, you do power surge with that move again.
You do power surge.
Yeah.
Okay, but do you want to try to get above the jump heavy punch? Do you want to stay on the ground and react to it? Do you want to dash up? Do you want to just make space full screen? What do you think the opponent should do?
The opponent should jump up.
The opponent should jump up. Jump up after? Before? Okay.
Why after the opponent do the whiff heavy punch?
I see. Okay. So you think that you should stay on the ground, wait until they whiff the jump heavy punch, and then try to react with something smart.
Yeah.
I see. Remind me to play Ghost Rider Mirrors against you. I realize that there's some weird connection in PC timing or whatever, but yeah, this seems, because I can delay. I can do the follow up whenever I want. Okay, cool. So what if you're playing like hypothetically speaking? I'm gonna finish Mr. Wolf's question. I'm gonna ask the entire question. Can you pick, please, Black Panther Carol power?
Yeah.
Who's the? Okay.
Hey, what's up? I'm Nova. The battle begins.
So with these characters, if Ghost Rider is just being as annoying as possible, making it so that you can't armor, you don't want to. Oh, no. Power's fine. Oh, me pick time? I don't want to pick time. I will, but I don't want to. So he's being as annoying as possible. He's just sort of doing this so that you can't armor or wall ping or get stuff started. Oh, that's such a good idea. Just armor the ground. I mean, armoring in the ground, if you guess wrong and he's doing this, okay, it's a guess. Anyway, so the point is, you just think that you just stay on the ground. If he's jumping around like a dum-dum, you just stay on the ground.
Say that again?
Is your thesis here that if he's jumping around like a dum-dum and doing... This that
You can like punish the time search because it's like negative after the search. You can do that.
Yeah, no, I know I know it has recovery. I know it has some recovery, but sometimes we play online and coast to coast connections. Should Carol be? But okay. So you're basically, and I'm reading into this. Should Carol be playing on the ground? Should she be jumping in the air and trying to get above him? Should she be trying to stay at about the same height as him so that she can punish the time stone? What should she be doing?
You should be well. I'm obviously for Carol. I'm not like a Carol player, but you should be. Go
Oops,
up.
that was. I am really good at this game, Mr. Jako.
Well, I mean, obviously you need to get the assault removed first. Obviously.
Yeah, Absorber seems
like,
really risky if he's. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like really like punishable draws, so you have to like go up in the air and like do a full jump that way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, Ghostlight can like do air heavy punch to like punish her for doing that too in the air.
Okay. Mr. Wolf is insinuating that 100% of the moves that a Ghost Rider. No, Mr. Wolf is insinuating that they make a custom hitbox for Ghost Rider players with only the heavy punch button. That is the only button. It's just a stick and the heavy punch button, and that as a result, Absorber does absolutely nothing in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So he's asking, no, like legitimately, this is mad annoying, and I appreciate that I'm sort of belaggering this point a little bit, and I apologize for that if you're watching the VOD, when you're watching the VOD. But this is mad annoying, and I want to,
yeah.
I want to get a good answer that everybody's happy with, including Mr. Wolf. So basically, it seems like the way that you're moving around this when I'm doing this very mindlessly is that you're just sort of staying below me. And my skepticism to that is that on a connection where the rider can react to what you're doing, Mr. Jaco, okay. When a rider can react to what you're doing, he just does this if you're below him, or he just does this if you're below him,
Mm-hmm.
And that's even scarier because Ryder doesn't really want you to block this. Like, it's not the best. But yeah, he wants you to block this because then he gets, at the very least, a free rebuy. If you don't push block, and if you do push block, he doesn't care. He's not happy about it, but he doesn't care. So I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Basically, what do you do about Ryder being annoying?
Yeah, this matchup is like really tough for like Carol, mostly
Okay.
because Ghostlight is like long, reaching like Nomus and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carol's only option is beam into tag with setup and birthday. Yeah, true as well, Wolf.
Cool.
I agree with that.
Second question. Do a cool Carol combo.
Let me see here.
Frustrating, Mr. Wolf. Oh, did you just do leg kick and flight? I've never seen anybody do that. You're the best.
What's the low feet? Yeah, this one right
Yeah,
here.
it's that one.
Oops.
What? Yeah, no, Panther. I think Panther's really bad matchup. Okay. Let me stop padding my content uselessly. I guess sort of the Twitter thumbnail that I used for this a couple of weeks ago is that I think that you could make a non-facetious argument that Ghost Rider is maybe top 2 if you squint a little bit hard, depending on how you define your tier list. I think that in a tier list where you're playing against a pool of okay players or good players or even the best players, and you have one character, you don't know what the character is, but it's a character you like, it's a character you're good with, and a stone that works well with both characters you pick, and you organize all of the characters in the game as the partner for that unknown character. I think Ryder is one of the best characters in the game in that context, because not only is he one of the best support characters in the game, as we've established, Ryder invalidates a lot of mid and low tiers. Ryder straight up destroys Sigma. Ryder destroys Panther. There's a lot of characters that you just can't
he
play.
Pretty much, Ghostlight has like a lot of like great matchups in this game. The only like matchups that he like, I guess lose to.
Yeah.
It's like Baki and Hakai. I mean, those matchups like 6-4 in their favors.
Yeah. So I think, unironically, A, Ghost Rider is really strong, and B, if you don't know what team to play in this game, play Ghost Rider Dorm. You destroy everybody who's not a top player. And if anybody picks any low-tier garbage against you, you just win free. Not even a matchup. They don't get to play. Do you disagree with that?
No, I agree. Definitely agreed with you, man. Like, Ghostfight is definitely, like, he has a lot of, like, great matchups in this game. He pretty much, like destroys, like, half of the cast. Like, I think, like, yeah, the Hulk matchup, like, he wins at, like, 10-0. Like, no joking around, man. That matchup is, like, so bad with Hulk.
Cool.
What can Hulk do?
Yeah, Hulk can be Hulk. He's green.
Yeah, 10-0.
He's green. He's green, Mr. Jako. No, I legitimately, I would love to get XC or somebody on here to talk about Hulk at some point, because I understand some of Hulk's weaknesses. Some of them make sense to me, but legitimately as a player, I'm not entirely sure why Nemesis is fine and Hulk is terrible. And I'm sure there's a really easy answer that I'm missing.
Yeah, it's mostly because like, you know, like, Nemesis has, like, way more tools than Hulk. That's one of them.
Okay.
And Nemesis has, like, a similar, like, keep away game like Ghostfighter with his dirty and noodles moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's table that discussion about me being dumb for another day.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you would like to say to the people?
I say to the people,
Yeah.
like, I mean, if you guys, like, have any more questions about Ghostfighter, definitely let me know, man.
Yeah, Mr. Jako is one of the hardest working people in the FGC. You stream on twitch.tv/Jako_man_. There's an underscore both in the middle and in the end, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Jako is very responsive to comments. He will answer questions. He will sell you a Jako mug. He will do whatever it is Jako does. He will run a tournament for you, and then he will sick a multi-armed man on you to defeat you. And complain about lag.
Yeah, that's facts, man.
Cool. So I've been Rainbows. That has been Jako Man. And I am going to cut the stream for the VOD.
Oh, is that it, man? Oh, is that it, man?
Do you want to add anything? Do you want to add anything?
Okay. I thought we would go keep on continuing for a second there. Okay.
No,
I
ran out of stuff.
Okay. For sure, man. But I wanted to say, well, I mean, obviously, you know, if you guys want to follow me, man.
Sure.
This is the usually Shaco man. You know, you guys can follow me on my YouTube channel, man. I do upload daily Marvel's Capcom videos on it as well, man. Not only for this game, for Marvel 3, Marvel 2, and like all the Marvel games, man. I'll also do stream on my Twitch channel as well, man. Like what Wayne Bush just mentioned as well, man. And you guys can also like follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff as well, guys. Enjoy my Discord. You know, like keep up with me, man. If you guys want to talk some Marvel, man, like all the stuff, man. I'm like free like anytime, man, to like talk about like all the stuff besides Marvel, man. Talk things up, man. If you guys want to learn this game as well, man, hit me up, man, so we can get some games in, man. On PSO, PC, or Xbox, dude.
Okay.
And yeah, man, I want to give like a big shout out to you, Wayne, for allowing me to showcase the Ghostfighter here for today, man. It's an honor, dude.
I'm the best. Okay, I'm done for real. Yeah. That was a garbage jumble of Rainbow's words. Anything else that you want to say before I cut the stream?
Let's see. I think that's pretty much it for now, then, guys. Shout out to Wayne for doing these videos, you know, with the candidates, with like the players too, man. I cannot wait, man, for the next ones, man. You should definitely do Nemesis with me as well at some point, you know.
Yeah. I want OG to. I'm gonna cut the stream.